Hello everyone, welcome to Literature Camp, a channel for the preparation of UGC NET and SET in English literature. I am Debarghya Chakraborty. This is my second class on Unit 6 of UGC NET syllabus, that is English in India. In my previous class, I have discussed the Charter Act of 1813. So if you have not watched that class, do watch it first, then come to this class. The topic of our today's discussion is Macaulay's Minute. So let's start this class. Macaulay's Minute 1835. First of all, it is called the Manifesto of Indian English Education. I hope you'll write down all the points I'm making. It is called the Manifesto of Indian English Education, and it is the foundation. It is actually the foundation of modern education system. If you know English, it will be called modern, as simple as that. So the foundation of modern education system. All right. Next point, who is Macaulay? Right. Macaulay is the first member of Governor General's Executive Council. I am not writing it down. Please make a note of it. Macaulay was the first member of Governor General's Executive Council. Now, who was the Governor General of that time? It was Lord William Bentinck. Let me write it. Lord William Bentinck was the Governor General of that time. Now, I'll give you some dates. UGC often asks the dates. On 2nd February, 2nd February 1835, Macaulay gave a speech on his minutes, and he handed over his minutes to the Governor General, that is Lord William Bentinck. So on 2nd February 1835, this date is very much important. He gave a lecture or a speech on his minutes, and he handed over his minute, the document, to Lord William Bentinck. Then in March 1835, it was adopted. It was adopted. So these are all important information that you need to remember. Next, I shall be discussing the objectives of Macaulay's Minute. Number one point that you need to remember is English was made the official language of government and courts and the commerce. So write down, English was made the official language of government, courts and commerce. So it became lingua franca. What is lingua franca? It means Frankish language, official language, lingua franca. Now, one question may come to your mind. What was the official language previously? It was Persian. It was Persian, which was the official language. Then English was made the official language. So please make a note of it. Persian was previously the official language of India. Right. Next point. He wanted to stop the dispute between the Orientalists and the Anglicists, to stop the dispute between the Orientalists and Anglicists. But let me tell you, it was a failure. Absolutely. Next point, point number third. He wanted to promote only the English literature in India. Previously, in Charter Act of 1813, we have seen he wanted to promote the literature of India, not the English literature. But now, Macaulay's Minute is very much clear. He wanted to promote only the English literature in India, to promote English literature in India. This is point number 3. Very important point. Next point, we will see point number 4. He wanted to teach only the learned natives of India, that is the elite class. So he wanted to teach the learned natives of India. That means the elite class, the aristocratic class, right? Next point, government funds were not to be spent on printing of the Oriental's books in Sanskrit, in Persian, in Arabic. Again, meant funds were not to be spent on printing Oriental works in Sanskrit, in Persian, and in Arabic. So this is again very much important point. Next point, stoppage of grant to the Oriental schools with old system. Stoppage of grants to the Oriental schools, Oriental schools with old system. It means there will not be any money which will be invested to these Oriental schools. Is very clear, very clear. Next point, in Indian scholar will be defined who will know John Locke's philosophy and Milton's poetry. Indian scholar will be called if he or she knows Locke's philosophy and Milton's poetry. This is again a very much important point. Next point, point number 8. He wanted to create a group of Indians who will teach the mass. That is the filtration theory. Let me write it down. He wanted to create a group of, oh God, 1 second, yes. Group of Indians who are basically Indian in blood and in color. I'm not writing it down, please make a note of it. Who are Indians in blood and in color, but English in taste, in moral, and in intellect. So this is very much important point. He wanted to create a group of Indians, definitely which will be made of the elite class, the group of learned natives of India, who will be Indians in blood and in color, and English in taste, in morals, in intellect. So that is his plan, very much important plan. Next point, his filtration theory. He wanted to educate only the class. Here class means the aristocratic class, the learned natives who will teach the mass. That is his plan. He wanted to educate the class, that means the learned natives of India, who will teach the mass. That is the filtration theory. That is called the downward. I'm writing it down here. Sorry. Filtration theory. So he wanted to educate the class, that means aristocratic class, who will teach the mass. This is known as downward filtration theory. But let me tell you, this theory was almost unsuccessful, right? So these are all important objectives of Macaulay's Minute. I hope you have written down. Now I will discuss the curriculum of Macaulay. This is very much important. I hope you have written down all the points. Now the curriculum of Macaulay. We are right now reading English honors, right? But what was there in the syllabus? This is very much interesting. Number one, again, this section is very much important. UGC can ask any question. What was in the syllabus? Milton's poetry, Paradise Lost, was there in the syllabus. Paradise Lost. Book 1 and book 4. So they can simply ask, what were the books? Book 1 and book 4. All right. Paradise Lost book 1 and Paradise Lost book 4. All right. Next, Pope's translations of Iliad. Next, Shakespeare's Macbeth. Othello and Hamlet. King Lear was not there. So they can ask which tragedy of Shakespeare was not in the syllabus. All right. So it is King Lear. Number 4, Addison's essay. Next point, Johnson's Lives of the Poets, Lives of the Poets. Next, Francis Bacon's essays were also there in the syllabus. Next point, you have written down all the points. Point number 7, Goldsmith's History of England. So this is all about the curriculum of Macaulay's Minute. And in my previous class, I have discussed that it was Fort William College where English education was started. Then it was stopped for lack of funds. Then in 1817, Hindu College was set up in Calcutta. So it became a center for learning English. And later on, Hindu College was named Presidency College, as you know. So this is all about my class on Macaulay's Minute. I hope you have written down all the points. In my next class, I shall be discussing Hunter's Commission, Wood Dispatch, University Act in detail. And if you are watching me for the first time, let me tell you, I have created this channel, Literature Camp, for the preparation of UGC NET and SET in English literature. If you have internet pack, you can simply watch the classes. Thanks for your attention.